Hello everybody, I'm Virgo and I'm here today to teach you how to level your GBs using a 1.9 thread. Whether you are a brand new player to the game or a longtime player who has always used swaps, it is never too early or too late to learn how to use a 1.9. It's also never too hard. It's easy to do it if you just take a few minutes to learn how it works. You'll be amazed at how fast you can level your GBs. Let's do this. Okay, let's start by looking at an example. This is the Arctic Orangery of one of my friends, and it was listed in a 1.9 thread, and I claimed the one spot. The forge point price was 29.36, and you derive that from the base, which is 1545 times 1.9 to get that number 29.36. And you can see the little gold piggy bank on the right shows my contribution rewards bonuses that I get from my ARC, and I will get all of those when it levels in addition to the base rewards that are on the left. So I will get 1545 forge points plus 1488, which is actually a profit because I have a higher than level 80 ARC. I'll also get something around 90,000 medals and 31 blueprints. So you can see that I'm spending nothing on this. I'm just loaning my forge points briefly while this level is being done, and in return I make a forge point profit. I get a gazillion medals and blueprints. So with all these medals that you can get from doing 1.9, you can easily open all the expansions in your city, and you can get all the blueprints you could ever want. And this is also how you build a forge point bank. By whenever you earn forge points, you move them into your bank by spending them on someone's great building, and then they transfer to your inventory. So I've mentioned the ARC several times. This is my ARC. My ARC is level 143, and this is what it looks like. It's some balls stacked on top of each other. At level 143, I'm getting a contribution rewards bonus, signified by that gold piggy bank of 96.3%. Now let's look at one of my guildmates' ARCs. Chris here has an ARC that is level 80. A level 80 ARC is the big milestone in the game for new players. It is the moment the game really opens up to you, and it's what everybody should be working for if you don't have it yet. But here, looking at his level 80 ARC, the big thing he's getting is a 90% contribution rewards bonus. And that 0.9 is where the 0.9 comes from in 1.9, because as soon as you have a level 80 ARC, this is when you can take spots in a 1.9 thread and get all of your forge points back to build your bank, earn all those medals and blueprints as rewards. The first step to get started using 1.9 is to find a thread. Most guilds either have their own 1.9 or have access to some multi-guild 1.9. What I'm showing here is the 1.9 of my guild in Wallstrand. When you're looking at a 1.9 for the first time, it could be just really confusing. Like, it's a lot of code, you see people responding and removing and adding, but you have no idea what it means. So just looking at this one, the first thing I'll tell you is it's a register. It's an ongoing list of transactions. And the only thing you should look at ever is the bottom post. The bottom list should be the current listing of what is available. Everything above it is outdated. This post is the only one that matters. So looking at this post only, I see that 3 of my guildmates have listed GBs that need to be filled. So I'm going to claim Brachus's ARC 1 spot here. And, every guild has kind of a different etiquette on how you claim spots. But in this guild, 1.9, you just copy the post, remove the spot you're taking, and repost. So, so now I have claimed the spot. It is off the register. Now I need to go into Brachus's arc and add 893. So in this world, I have a level 80 arc exactly. So looking here, I'm going to add 470 because that's the standard reward. And then I'm going to add 423 because that's my contribution bonus, 893. So that I know that my reward is always going to equal 1.9 since I have a level 80 arc, 893. So I just checked the math there. The number that was listed was correct, but it's just always good to check it because you never know if they have listed the right numbers. Okay, a few points I want to highlight here. You can only take spots that are listed, and you have to take spots in order of kind of highest spot to lowest spot. And that's really important because if you take a lower spot first, it makes the great building vulnerable to being sniped for profit. Don't want to do that. That's against the rules. So really the only three choices that I had here were I could take the CF2 spot, I could have taken the Zeus 3 spot, or I could have taken this 1 spot. This 5 spot, 4 spot, and 2 spot here were not available because the higher spot has not been taken yet. Another thing I mentioned is just knowing the etiquette of your 1.9 thread. Like I mentioned before, in this thread, we just copy and paste the list and remove the spot that we're taking. But sometimes in a more fast-moving 1.9 thread, that doesn't work as well. It could be confusing. So in a lot of fast-moving 1.9 threads, it might work more like this, where you type in the spot that you are taking and make it really clear. Like, I'm taking CF2. So now I'm going to go to Mr. Mike CF2, 608. Let's see. Yep, the numbers match, so I'm just going to type it in. And then if you're doing it by this etiquette, then you still need to clean up the list when you're done, but you have claimed the spot in a really clear way before you clean up the list. Hopefully you noticed that in both of the spots that I claimed the spot before I added any forge points. That is a really crucial rule that sometimes newbies struggle with. You have to call the spot before you add any forge points, because if you don't, inevitably 2 people will add forge points at the same time, and then that will be bad. So just don't do it. Call the spot, then add your forge points. Alrighty, switching to my baby world here, what I really want to talk about now is how to use a 1.9 when you don't have a level 80 arc. My arc here is a level 15, but even if you don't have an arc at all, you can participate in a 1.9. So let's talk about how to do that. Let's open my guild's 1.9 thread. Okay, zooming in so you guys can see it. If you remember from earlier, the only post that matters in a 1.9 is the last one. And the last one here says the thread is clear. And that means there is nothing listed at all. The thread is totally empty. So if you look above it just to see what happened, Fred's LOA 3 spot was available and Lady Marian took it and the thread is now clear. So there's nothing available to take at the moment, but just for giggles, let's scroll up and let me just find an example of something I would have loved to take. So, okay, Irish here listed his arc 5 spot for 10 forge points. So let's just take a look at that. I am at the stage where that is like my dream spot. That is what I need. And so that was on the prior level. So he listed his arc 5 spot here for 10, and Palm took it just as we saw in the thread. This is a spot I would have loved to take if I had been on when it was listed. I would have paid 10, I would have gotten back 7, and I would have gotten 3 ARC blueprints. And to level your ARC to 80, you are in desperate need of blueprints, so the more ARC 4 and 5 spots you can take, the better. But I mean, I would have also taken this 3 spot. Here in Carthage, I have 254 forge points total, and I would spend every one of them on ARC spots if I see them available. So I would have taken this 3, 4, or 5 if I had seen them. Okay, now let's talk about what you really want, which is how to level your own GBs in a 1.9. I am working on leveling my ARC. Earlier today, I listed the 1 and 2 spots in a 1.9. I will recap that for you, and then from here I will show you how to list the lower spots. So the first thing I would suggest to a new person is to go to this site, foe.tools/gbinvestment, and come down here and choose the ARC, choose the level you're working on. I'm currently level 15, working on level 16. Put in 94% global investor bonus. And then if you have already put forge points on your great building, add them here if you put them on there as the owner. And if you have any investors on the building, you can add it here. So just looking down, I've been, I don't make a lot of forge points here. I've been gradually adding, but today I got it up to 383. And 383 is the first important priming milestone to hit according to this guide. I have to put 383 of my own forge points onto my ARC to make the 1 and 2 spots lockable, securable. So, so earlier in the day, I did that, and then I unchecked these boxes, and I scrolled down. I filled in this promotional message builder with my name, and I got this promo message, Virgo ARC 2, and then the prices, the 1.9 prices for my spot. I copied it right here, and then I listed it in this 1.9 thread here. So I just dropped it in, just simple as that. And then 1 minute later, Misty claimed my 1 spot by removing it from the list. And then about an hour after that, Homewrecker claimed the 2 spot by calling it out, and then he marked the thread as clear with just a C. So that was how my first 2 spots were filled. So if I flip back here to the tool, I can update the tool. I can say, oh, I got a 1 spot investor. I got a 2 spot investor. I have added the 370, let's see, 373 it was, that I put on myself. That's not right. 383. There we go. All right, so those first 2 spotters are secured, they're locked in, and from here, I want to keep going. So I now need to add 47 more forge points to make the 3 spot securable. So I'm going to go ahead, check this box for 3. I'm going to copy it, and then I'm going to add 47 to get to 430. Okay, I'm at 430, so my 3 spot is lockable. I'm going to drop it in my guild 1.9. It's always nice to do it in your guild thread to share the sacred ARC blueprints with your guildies who need them. Okay, jumping into the future, I got a investor who claimed my 3 spot, and then I went back to the tool. I figured out what my priming value was for the 4 spot. I had to get to 459. Then I went to my ARC. I increased my value to 459, and then I listed the 4 spot promo message, which I got right here. So I copied and pasted that in, and then it was quickly claimed. So now all of my spots that have a 1.9 value are claimed. To show you another example, here in one of my diamond mining worlds, I'm working on leveling my COA. Next level is level 18. So here in the tool, I filled in level 18. And here I'm going to do it a little differently. I'm not so worried about spots getting stolen or getting sniped in this world. So I'm going to list all the spots at once. So there are 4 spots that have 1.9 value. So I'm going to prime it to 303. And I'm going to do all the spots at once. So 303. It is primed all the way to spot number 4. Already be on those, so I'm just going to, I copied the list, I added mine to the bottom of the list. So now I'll just see Lord Methane already took my 1 spot. I'm going to remove El Guapo Zeus from the list here. Oh, somebody else just did something. Okay. Got to be careful. Make sure you're always working with the most recent post. So I'm going to remove that Zeus spot and repost. So now I've claimed the spot. I need to go up and find El Guapo Zeus 5 for 10. So it has been here for a while. Or did I skip him? There he is. Voila, 10. Okay, and while I'm at it, let me see if I'm on Lord Methane. I am not. So I will claim his too by, that's not what I meant to do. Just this one. All right. All right, so let's see how my COA is looking. He added that 1 spot value. It's looking good. And now I can log off. And when I get back on, all the spots will be filled and I can flip it.